Well, hello everyone. Sorry. Hello everyone, and welcome to another DaraChat. My name is Dara Moose, or Dara for short, because obviously trying to say my name sounds like a mouthful. It almost feels like going back to kindergarten once again, and someone's trying to say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and I'm glad I can say that in one breath. But anyway, this is a very nice and wonderful occasion because I am on with the lovely Zora once again. Actually, the third time because she was on two times before. It was under different circumstances because it was a totally different scheme after last time because I was using Brave Call. For that, I wasn't using Rumble Studios. I wasn't as fancy as I am now.
You're
like
so
I,
cute now.
I have a hat and I have all this other stuff. I just don't
I
have
like the
the
hat.
you
That's
know.
smart. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing was is I was at a mall that was near here, and they had a hat place, right? You get sports hats or whatever, and then I just thought, oh, you know what? Why not? Because there was a book a long time ago about a gentleman who would wear a name tag, right? The name tag and have your name on it.
Yeah.
It became a book or whatever, and then sooner or later he tattooed that name tag as his name. It's something about uh, people not, they'd see your name and all this stuff. I can't fully remember, so I apologize. So I was like, well, why not just get something with the name I have, I created or whatever on it. And yeah, it cost me like cost me over like 40 to 45 bucks, but it's still worth it.
No, that's a great hat. It's red, and so everybody's gonna look at it and then read it. So it's
Yeah,
smart.
well, they can read it, but can they say it? That's the difference of opinion right there. I still get there a mouth sometimes like, okay, okay, there's a silent E at the end, all right? So don't but I mean it's based off the word vermouth, right? I don't drink. Obviously it was just the sounding of the word. And then so I would just played around with it. And so that first iteration that I had is the one you see on my Twitter X. It's at vermouth. That was sort of the first iteration of playing around with the word. And then the secondary one was this one. And so that's just the silliness of what I am. But yes, it is from an alcoholic drink, but I do not drink alcohol. It was just the word sounded funny. Like, what's a good word that sounds funny? Um, you know
Well,
what?
that
I
one
can
in my profile, Neverett, is just a street name I saw somewhere, and I just liked it. Just like
Zora.
Neverett. I
Oh,
call
okay.
myself a Neverett in my bio, and sometimes
Oh.
people ask me what I mean by that, and it's just a street name I saw, and I thought that'd be cool, like, if I was in a gang and they were called the Neveretts.
Then
So
the
they
never
could call me
ets.
a Neverett.
It almost sounds like the Rockettes, right? The New York
Well,
Rockets.
yeah, that's what I was thinking of, is, like, kind of
A
yeah,
dancing
something
troupe, except it's cold, it may be
yeah.
wet, and you're wearing high tie.
Yeah, it's a little darker, it's a different yeah, I think it's, like, some kinda fusion of pop stuff.
Pop. No, yeah, pop a kneecap or something like that when you're dancing for so long. Ah, oh, I can't do this anymore. Let's
Oh,
show
I
my
hope that
screen.
never happens to me.
The saying is, once you get older, everything pops, and you're like, oh, not again.
Well, that's been happening for me since I was, like, a teenager. I can adjust my spine, my
Really?
like, I can adjust most of my body myself.
Are you like a what do they call that? A contortionist? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not at all that flexible. Like, I'm not inflexible, but I'm not the most flexible person. But yeah, I think I worked for chiropractors a little bit when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
And so I think some of just like experiencing like adjustments kind of
Mhm.
helped. And then like yoga, anytime I do yoga, like my body adjusts itself.
Yes, you can, Daniel. Yes, you can. I'm
But
bringing
I
it up
might
again.
have arthritis. We don't know.
Oh, is that like it in
I
your
wouldn't
hands
bother
or?
to find out.
Oh, well, yeah. Obviously, sometimes it's better not to know, but when you feel it, I mean, that's a difference. That's a difference right there. But I did go to a chiropractor once, um, and it was sort of like a quick in and out. I'm just like, isn't that supposed to be a little longer than this? But I guess that's not the case. I,
Yeah, it's
um,
a pretty quick process, although I worked for one chiropractor that was really I think he was a little unethical, like prescribing modalities that didn't really need to be done. Like, and there were a couple people that actually said to me, like, I don't think this helps me. And I was like, you should say that to the doctor. You should tell him, I don't think this helps me. I don't want to do it anymore. And then he can't make you do it.
Right.
So.
And then you stop coming. No test for that.
Yeah.
You may want to test for that. Well, do you have, Ehlers? Oh, she's asking if you have EDS.
Oh, I've heard of that. I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
have any. I have barely any medical information about myself.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I have to. I had to get asked that once in a while. Once you go to the doctor's, like, "Oh, what's your medical history?" It's like,
I have
um,
barely any. Like I have okay physicals, and I've
mhm.
been to a few different kinds of doctors, but not very often. So.
Well, my problem is part of my mom's side of the family is high cholesterol. So it's not been a fun time trying to get that in order,
No.
because I do like the bad things in life more ways than one. But yeah, I am trying to get a handle on that, and most of it is trying to, because people eat 3 meals a day. I'm trying to do intermittent fasting,
Yeah.
um, and all that stuff because at the end of the day, it is a funny thing how uh, you can go to fast. We all know fast food's not that great for us anyway, but you can go to a grocery store and about 95 to 98% of what's in a grocery store isn't that great for you either. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I know that I try to buy stuff uh, that I can make a healthy meal with.
mhm.
And it's a little prohibitive in the way that, like, I have to make it. I have
Mhm.
to, like, actually, like, cut things and put it together and stuff.
Yeah,
So I don't buy that many instant things for myself.
yeah,
And I think there's a benefit and like sometimes, like, I have some canned soups, and every once in a while, if I'm
look,
super lazy, I'll do that. Um,
spaghettios.
Yeah, well, I like beef ravioli if I'm gonna go can't, but
Ah,
I won't do that anymore, so I just do, like, a
mhm.
canned soup. But those
Yeah.
are awful too, like, they taste terrible. But
Have Have you ever tried to make your own soup though?
oh, yeah, I
Oh,
love
good.
I love making soup. Yeah, I'm okay at it. It's just all the really good soups have heavy cream in it. It's gonna
Really?
upset my stomach, but it's worth it. Yeah, like a creamy mushroom soup, or
Uh,
like
Creamy and
creamy chicken
tomato.
powder,
Mhm,
chicken corn chowder is what I'm
mhm,
thinking of. Yeah, corn
mhm.
chowder, potato soups, they all have heavy cream in it.
Yeah,
But it is good that way. It's the best way.
yeah.
But I tried to do potatoes instead of cream in the last soup I had. I'll say, like, none of the ingredients were all that impressive, so I wasn't too disappointed, but it, like,
Right,
didn't come out like, it was ugly. It was an ugly soup. It tasted okay, but I was
I've
like, "I'm not gonna make that again. I'm not gonna
right.
use potatoes instead of cream."
I've never tried to make a soup. I did one time try to make fancy mashed potatoes, but that was so long and it took for you use heavy cream and all this other stuff, and I'm like, "Okay, this is the only time I'm ever doing it because it took me forever to make creamy mashed potatoes. I'm like, "Oh, dear Lord, I don't wanna do this anymore. I'm
I love
tired."
potatoes like that. I'm really
Okay.
good at that. I'm really good at simple, like, a few simple things like that.
So what I've been
Mashed
trying to oh, sorry. What I've been trying to do is I've been trying to not try to go full carnivore, but I've been trying to do, like, a little carnivore diet sort of thing. So, um, I've not gone to I have in the past gone to, like, a butcher shop, but my problem with a butcher shop is that you buy per pound and it's a very high price, but I can go to a grocery store, say, like Kroger or whatever, and I can get pieces of meat for a certain price, and some of them are lower end, right? If they're trying to get rid of it. Um, they usually mark it down, and that's where you have to freeze them and stuff. But for me, I've just been trying to do that. I've been trying to do more fruit stuff. Like I love pineapple. Oh, I love pineapple. But unfortunately,
pineapples are really good.
yeah, pineapple's really good. I did try to do mango once, and the funny thing was, is I forgot I had mango in the fridge for a while, so I had to throw it out.
Oh, no. Yeah, they're so good.
My
I love
one of my yeah, one of my siblings gets this mango freeze dried. but it's covered in like chocolate or like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, oh
It's good? Okay.
I'm a
That
chocolate.
doesn't see, I don't like tropical flavors mixed with chocolate. To me, that's
What?
like doesn't I'm like, "No." Okay, wait, hold on, I'm a liar. Coconut?
Oh, so you
I
like
do like mounds sometimes, so
or almond joys, huh?
yes, I'll eat an Almond Joy. I
I
like mounds better.
oh, I can't do coconut just because of the texture, but I know one of my parents would order like the coconut shrimp from like Red Lobster.
Yeah, so
That's
good.
not too bad, but coconut is like
You don't like the texture, it's just
I
weird.
just I just don't like the
You like
texture.
water chestnuts?
I've never had them.
Okay. You've
Never
never
had.
had, like, in Chinese food, like, the little white disc? It's like a little white disc that looks like a potato or something, but it, like, tastes like or
Mm.
it's the texture is like an interesting type of crunch. I like those things. I like the
I
interesting crunch.
I like crunchy peanut butter, so there's that. I do like crunchy peanut butter. Uh, I do like eating, salted nuts. Like cashews are my favorite type of nut, to be honest.
Cashews are
Um,
the best.
oh,
Yeah.
they
Have
are.
you ever had cashew butter?
There is a place near me. It's called Fresh Time, and they do allow you to make all different kinds of peanut butter in essence with different kind of nuts. But no, I have not.
uh, the health food store I used to work at made Rice Krispie treats with like organic Rice Krispie cereal and cashew butter, and that was like my favorite thing to buy for like my break. It's so good.
Nice. It's just when you can just do like a sometimes the best peanut butter is the one you can just dip a spoon in or your finger in, and it's your container anyway, so do with the hell what you want, but you can just do whatever and just eat it as is, and you're just like, that tastes so good. Now it gets weird looks, but that's okay. Um,
Well, you know what? There's this lady on Twitter who
mhm.
sells jam,
Okay.
Sammy Joe. I think
Sammy Joe.
I'll
Okay.
have to I'll have to find her but she, makes such good jam that I
Hmm.
just ate it straight out of the jar. She makes this one that's like an apple pie thing,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I couldn't even she was like, "Put it on some, like, bread or crackers or something," and I, like, couldn't get it on anything. I was just, like, eating it straight out of the jar. It was so good. It was like apple pie filling, but, like and she did a similar thing with pears. That was
Ooh.
also like, I just ate it straight out of the jar. I was like, "This is amazing."
I know
Oh
she's
my god, some of these there's
yeah.
vulgar comments in the chat.
On the YouTube side. Well, we'll try not to let them come at you. I'm here, so I'll be like, get out of the way, like King Kong off the towers, like get off, get off.
Right.
Uh, but no, she's my favorite follow too. She was, I actually don't know if she was my first follow, but that was with my old account because my old account, unfortunately enough, got suspended for no apparent reason. So yeah, that was a fun time when that happened. But no, it's nice to get to have you on again because again, you were the I don't know what the circumstances was that I even got you on in the first place. But you were the first person that this whole journey kind of started from. And of course it wasn't like because I'm doing like on a weekday sort of thing where hey, one of my guests where I'm doing sort of a new or returning person almost every weekday. Here, I'll show you my calendar for this week or month, right? So this is, I gotta make sure it's upside up. I pulled it upside down. All right, so this is my month right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You took,
Freak me out.
well, it's not like a hospital one. I forgot to take a name off, so there you go. But it's sort of just like I don't have to do that. I don't have to fill a calendar like that. It's just once I started getting on that path, it's like there was something there that was, um, just asking to be because again we are at a time where it feels like we're more divided and I came up with something when I came home from work during one of my drive home. It was diverted division. Is what I came up with because they're both yeah. It's a weird thing. I was like, but that I mean diverted and diversion, but it does make sense when you think about it because we're sort of diverted from,
Yeah.
having these kind of conversations, and we're divided amongst each other in these sort of team things. And so it was just funny. I was like, I can't believe I came up with that. And you guys make me right. Yeah, I know. She's making me hungry too. Great. Hey, man, how's it going? But I won't. But I'll tell you this. Who was I talking to? I was talking to some people about food as well. There's always a great way of connecting with people around food. Honestly, telling recipes.
Yeah, it's one of the most fun ways to like disagree with people on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. You thought your potato pie was better. Mine, sweet potato pie. You thought your sweet potato was
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, there's like a lot of synchronicity with food stuff on Twitter too. Like
Mm,
sometimes the whole week people will be posting about this certain type of food for,
mm,
I don't know. I
yeah.
guess stuff gets started, but I like when that happens.
So yeah, because of course the first part is Halloween, right? And there's going to be some form of just candy altogether. Now, as an adult, I can buy my own candy, so I'm not going to go door to door this year. Be a weird to see a white shoe
We
at
don't have
12.
enough neighbors. Like 0 kids are gonna show up because like I only have like 2 neighbors that are within walking distance of me really for,
Uh,
like kids at night. So it's not gonna, yeah.
yeah,
Unless I go to like a trunk or treat. Like they do a lot of those now. Which I
yeah,
feel, I don't know, it's not as much fun, but I totally get it. Like I would probably do a similar thing if I had kids because
yeah.
I don't know what neighborhoods feel that safe to like do that now.
Yeah, that is true. Although someone could try to like honk the horn and be like, "Oh, what's going on?" and then take a look. Get him, guys! He's turned.
What do you mean attack the people?
No, no, no. Just honk the horn and then just kind of distracts that person and take all the candy. So I divert and
Oh.
distract. There you go.
Well, pranks used to be a big part of Halloween, and they're not anymore. That I think that went away, like, in the '80s or whenever people started being nice to their kids or something. Too nice to their kids or something.
Well, I mean, the worst. I mean, I'm really not interested in seeing a bag of poo that's lit on fire at the front door. That's really, I mean, it's really gone past its point. Or TPing. That's just a waste of toilet paper now.
Yeah.
Especially when people are like buying by the pallet loads of toilet paper.
I know.
It's just crazy out there. But no, I do appreciate it because you have no idea. Uh, Even though I didn't know at the time of how wonderful it's been, and also of the many people I got to meet. Now I have been blocked, at least by right now. I've been blocked by one. Don't know why. But yeah, yeah, that's right. It's like okay,
One
so
person?
yeah, one person I've oh so far, right? This is the only one
Okay.
person I found so far that's blocked me. Others just unfollow or
That's
whatever.
That's amazing. I think I've been blocked like before. Like, there's so many people I come across who have been blocked since I got on Twitter. Like, I
Um,
swear, as soon as I found that person, I was blocked, and I've always
yeah.
been blocked by them.
Yeah, I can't block you though because it's under. I mean, you do post a lot of personal life, and of course, for those who don't know, she was a dog, mommy for a while, or a puppy. What do they call that?
I don't know
A
what
pup, a puppy
it
parent.
wasn't
I
a
think.
breeder. It was a total accident. So
Yeah,
yeah, I helped raise some puppies with my dog. Had 7 puppies.
yeah, and it was
Yeah.
part wiener dog, part it seemed like golden retriever.
I know a lot of people said that in the face that they saw retriever in the puppies'
Yeah.
faces, but as far as I know, George across the street is a Pomeranian. He's a little blonde Pomeranian, and
Mhm.
a lot of them got his little curly cute tail and like his blonde hair,
Hmm.
and but several of them got like dachshund kind of body types too. So.
Yeah, and
I saw one like update recently where one of the puppies, the one that looked the most Pomeranian,
mhm.
she's really, really beautiful. She's like coming out so beautiful. Yeah.
So how was it being? Because you've probably have you had pets before? Your dog?
Well, I had a family dog when I was little named
Hmm.
Scooter. She was
Scooter.
super neurotic.
Oh.
She was like a little like schnauzer poodle. So she had like
Okay.
wiry curly hair and she would eat anything. Like she would literally eat like you had to hide stuff from her. And
Oh
then
no.
she was I don't know, she liked me and my mom, but like didn't like or didn't get along with my dad or my brother. So
Mhm.
there was like weirdness there.
Yeah.
And she would do things kind of intentionally to make my dad. Well, my dad felt he was. One time he made cinnamon rolls and he put them on the oven rack to cool, and she ate all of them. She ate a dozen cinnamon rolls, and he was irate. Yeah, and then but she loved me and my mom. But like one time she peed in my brother's Sega Genesis. I was like, damn, I wish I thought of that. That was a good one. I should have done that.
Oh, goodness. I hope you weren't thinking of you peeing in your brother's Sega Genesis. That would have been like, oh.
That would have been, I just never had a mastermind like that for revenge, but that would have been the move, honestly. He probably would have left me alone after that.
No, what you really want to do is pee on his pillow. Then you're the real master of the house.
Yeah, that is a dominance move. I will say that.
Stop. That's what you get for stealing my toys.
Yeah, I was too, I thought he was so cool too. And he just found me really annoying. But yeah, I'm sorry. The topic was pets. I had a family dog. I had a turtle when I was little. That was the first gift pet that I was given. Yeah. And I had a turtle for a little while until my dog injured it, unfortunately.
So instead of the tortoise, so instead of the tortoise and the hare, we got to see tortoise and the dog, and the results were not good.
No, Scooter would eat anything. That's the kind of dog she was. So she tried to eat the turtle. Poor guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, you can't swallow the whole turtle down. Stop it, you dumb dog.
She was determined one way or another. So yeah. And then I think we just moved a little too much to have like dogs. Usually we did have a dog in Hawaii. Like the last couple of years we were there, my mom decided she wanted a dog, and she got Spot, who was a Chihuahua. I think we guessed that it was a Chihuahua Jack Russell because he would jump really high, and his coloration he had spots like a Jack Russell, and but he also had like a Chihuahua face, and he became, so my mom's boyfriend at the time, James, he was like, no, we're not getting a dog. And of course she just showed up with the dog one day, and then they became best friends.
Aww.
So then Spot and James were like inseparable after that. So
that's pretty awesome. That's
that always happens with guys. They're always like, no dog, and then it's like their dog.
I'm gonna be hard to steal. Oh
yeah.
Well, and one of my siblings has a labradoodle, a golden retriever. Yeah, golden lab and a French poodle. Popular. It's a lot of energy though. That dog knows what hype is, and I'm not joking. But we did have a family dog a long time ago. It was a chocolate lab, and
labs are cool. They're always sweet.
Funny enough, we called it Pudge for some odd reason, but my parents eventually gave it up because it ended up being my mom would have to take care of it, and a bunch of kids, responsibility, all that stuff. It was just I usually, when someone asks me, would you ever get a pet, I said, look, I'm enough responsibility as it is. Do I need to add more to that?
Well, I didn't think people had suggested that I get a dog when I moved here to West Virginia by myself, and I didn't intend on having a dog because I was like, no, I can't afford vet visits and all this stuff. Like, just to be responsible about it. And like, I don't want to feel helpless, like with a dog, like where if something happened, I couldn't take care of it. So I really wasn't intending to have a dog, but my neighbors, they knew I was alone here. So of course they're like, they're right there, and they found this dog and they were like, oh, she'll take it. And they were right. And I love it. So I'm glad I have Daisy, but it's been like also pretty crazy with the puppies and everything. It's been like a wild ride, the whole thing. So.
Yeah, you've kind of documented it from when she arrived, and then to now. Did you know at the time when she arrived that she had puppies or was pregnant, or no?
No, I had no idea. She was in heat actually when I very first, like the first few days that I had her, she was in heat. And So I think she probably mated with George then, like right at the end of it, or like right after that. There was one day he was in the yard and
Yeah.
he mounted her, and I was like, George, and he ran away because he doesn't all he does is bark at me. He doesn't want to like get close to me. So I said,
Oh,
George, come on, and then he ran away. So I thought I thought I had apparently he got yeah, he got a full go. He got a full try in there.
uh,
At
yeah, it's the it's funny because on the animal level, they don't care if you're watching or not; they will do it.
oh
It's basically the song Paul McCartney wrote for the White Album, called "Why Don't We Do It in the Road," and
oh yeah, that's a good song
yeah,
actually. I
and
like
he
that.
wrote that because when they were at the Marrakesh, right, for the guru and stuff, when they were there in India, he did see two monkeys go at it in the road, and so he kind of just wrote that song, "Why Don't We Do It in the Road." Now, obviously, if you see people do it in the road, you either got them zonked out on drugs, or they just don't care at any point. But it's not going to. I mean, you do. The weirdest thing is you do hear those stories where people do it at a park or bathroom, whatever. So it's not in public, but it is in public. It's sort of on the line of
Yeah,
that, but it never goes beyond. Because if you were to do it like straight out in the open, that's a that's a different story altogether. That's called decent exposure. But but yeah, it's just one of those things where human beings do try to get close, but they still keep it to a private sense. It's more of just like the getting found out factor, which is a really weird thing, right?
yeah,
For some children, getting spanked was a disciplinary thing, and then later on in life, it's a pleasure thing. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. It seems like topsy turvy. What the hell's wrong with you? Um,
psychology is wild. Yeah, who
oh,
knows?
oh yeah,
I
psychology
don't
is
even
all.
think it's that. I don't even think it's that easy to predict. But like you want to think it's like because this and then this, like, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's even more like
Yeah,
complex.
yeah. I won't push the thought of what, but it's always an interesting discussion to talk on the outsider perspective, right? Not like, oh, I've done that before. No, 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 no. I'm the outsider. I'm just looking in. Can you turn it off a little bit, please? But I hate horse stream. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's an interesting matter of, okay, so you had this thing that was a punishment, and now you're kind of using it as a pleasure thing. So what happened? What happened to you? Um, but it's all a weird thing with psychology. And I try to learn a little bit about psychology, right? Because um, the biggest thing we all have is what is it? Confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance, and um, part of why I do this is to kind of get past my own bias, just because when you talk to enough people, you start to see that maybe some parts of your thinking are not correct, and so or they're kind of what's the word, confined, restricted, that sort of thing. It's not like trying to think out and just think oblivious of everything, but for me it's more on the factor of like you see enough of that social media stuff where someone says something and they yell out on retaliation, and there's not a reasonable discussion to be had because all you're doing is reading text. That's all you're doing is reading text. You're not seeing what the person's looking like when they say it or whatever.
Oh
It's
yeah. Okay.
it's all just that silliness, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, smile, infectious, scritches for Daisy. There you go. Look at that. Scritches for Daisy.
Yes.
I would
I
have
think.
thought
Oh, she's on the floor over there. Never mind. I thought she was right behind me on her chair, but she's not.
I would have thought like snacks for Daisy, but you don't want to spoil it too much, right?
She likes snacks. She'll take a duck jerky. She
Really?
had a really see. I don't know when the puppies were here.
Mm.
I would give them sweet potato wrapped with chicken or wrapped with duck
Ooh.
jerky, and it was good for the puppies. Like when they started on solids, because like it would give them a lot to chew on,
Mm.
and I would give each one of them. So every time it's treat time, I'm getting 7 treats out, and I have to
Mm,
throw them on the ground so they each get one, like,
mhm.
because they're all going to try it. And then they would steal back and forth, but they would all end up with one. And
Yeah.
then Daisy would have to get like 2. She'd have
Right.
to get 2 to feel like she wasn't getting, because Daisy easily feels like she's getting the crappy end of the deal. Like
Uh-huh.
you're excluding her from something she deserves. Like if I'm eating food that I didn't let her sniff or try,
Uh-huh.
she's like, "Ah, so rude."
Well, and that's the funny thing too is when you get a pet and you have it for a while, you do kind of get that connectedness, and it's just and again, it's just by happenstance that Daisy Carter sort of came into your life, even though you weren't thinking
Yeah.
about, even though you're told like, hey, you should get a pet. It's like, yeah, go screw you.
Yeah, I thought, well, it's irresponsible. Why would I do that? And
Yeah.
it seemed a little, I was like, well, that's a little selfish of me, like to just want an emotional companion. But like, I'm so glad I have her. She is like a reason to do things and get up and go for a
Yeah.
walk and all that stuff. And she's so delightful too. She's a really sweet animal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's got a lot of neurotic stuff, which I kind of figured,
Uh,
but like most of it's very manageable. Like she's chewed some of the wood stuff, and I guess that's
mm,
the most worrisome is like it seems like she is really trying to escape. Like she thinks if she chews the door frame off, like
uh.
eventually she'll get out. So
It's
I
like,
probably have to start crating her if I leave the house is what I'm thinking, is
mhm,
that's not I haven't done that.
mhm,
Um, because I feel bad. Like I didn't grow up with dogs like that. So like I think dog people, they think of it differently. Like the crate probably is more secure for the dog and like calm keeps them calm. Whereas like for me, it's like, oh, I don't want to put her in a little box.
right.
But like that's probably just me not really understanding dogs that well. But so that's probably what I'll do going forward. But other than that, she's all her quirks are just kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, and that keeps you entertained at least, right? It keeps you busy.
Yeah, she is entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday she got so sick. I thought I was losing her. Like
Mhm,
I thought, "Oh no, she like ate some poison and here she goes," cuz she's like drooling and she's looking really weird and like her
mhm,
eyes are darting and I'm holding her and I'm like, "You're okay?" And she's like looking around like and she everything is scaring her and I was like, "Oh, this is so weird," and the drooling was really worrying me, and then she started panting really heavy, and I was like, got really worried, but
mhm,
then I held her for a while, and then she kinda snapped out of it, and I was like, "Do you wanna go for a walk?" And then she's
yeah,
like, "Yeah," so we went for a walk, and then she ate dinner,
mhm,
and she's fine. It was, like, very mysterious, but then as I was looking it up, of course, it was like, "They're gonna die," like, it was all the worst stuff came up first, but then
yeah,
eventually I found an article about, like, if a dog gets nausea sometime and that seemed to be what it was, is, like, I don't think what she ate was poisonous enough to, like but it hurt her stomach, and she didn't
mhm.
know, like, what was going on. She was just having like, have you I've had, like, a stomach ache that made me think I was gonna die, so then later I was like, it was probably like that. It was probably just, like, one of those really bad stomach aches.
I've had one of those. There's some weeks ago I was so I've had two. I'm not a person who likes to be in the position of throwing up because it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Usually you tend to I mean, if you're drunk or whatever and you've had a lot to drink, yeah, you kind of deserve that one. But if you eat something, yeah, you do. But if you eat something or some, food poisoning, whatever, it does feel like the worst thing in the world. And eating anything they find, yeah, that's true. Dogs can be reckless. Um, but for me, I had an instance of where I wasn't sure what was going on. It felt like I was going to throw up, but not. So, there are times where I'm not ready for it. I just like, please, please spare me of this. Please, dear Lord, please spare me. This time I was like, all right, let's do this. I'm already here. I have a toilet right here. I have a bathtub right here. Just pick one and get it done. And it was really more like when you burp, sometimes some stuff can come up. it was sort of that thing. But it was just when it's there, when it's like that thing in your stomach, you're just like, oh, please let it be over with, because I
Yeah.
hate it. I
Yeah, I
hate.
thought I was allergic to eggs for a year after like
Mm,
a bad stomach ache. Like, well, no longer than that. Actually, I thought I was allergic to eggs for years. And then I started eating them again. I realized later in hindsight it was a huge plate of eggs. So
yeah.
I think I'm allergic to eating a humongous plate of eggs with a lot of cheese and like a ton of salami in it. Like I
Oh
think maybe
goodness.
that was too much for my system, but maybe if you gave me like a regular person serving
Mm,
of that, like I think it would be okay. But I didn't want to be rude, and it was an incredibly delicious breakfast that somebody made, and I was like a
yeah.
guest at someone's house. They hand me this huge plate of eggs, and I was like, well, it was delicious, but I also thought I was gonna die like 20 minutes later. I was like, "Oh no, this is not good."
Yeah, it's like, it's great. It's real great. Huh.
Yeah, that was not smart. So I just realized I have to be a little more conscious of like what I eat and how
Mm.
much of it.
Steve says, on some poisoning, they're like, do not induce vomiting because the chemical consumed along with stomach acid is much stronger, deadlier to your parts on the way up and causes more damage. Oh, okay. So I'm seeing
Oh,
it. I see what he says. Yeah, because I mean, stomach acid, right? Stomach acid is part
yeah.
of the idea.
So I
But
guess it depends on what your system.
hey, thank you, B-roll. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming by. Thank you all for coming by. I mean, I know you're here for the lady, right? I'm not that pretty. I do what I can. All the charcoal mask and all the shea butter I can imagine. But I know you're all here for Zora. But I do. I am glad I get to have you on again, because there was a bit of a moment where I wasn't sure that you were uh, you kind of went off grid for a
Yeah.
while, and I was kind of afraid that,
Yeah,
oh,
I
okay,
think this time it was only like a few days or something. Like
yeah,
I don't know. I have to do that sometimes.
yeah, that's understandable. It's just I was worried because, one, I thought something happened, because you don't West Virginia from Indiana is a far distance,
Yeah.
but also the fact of you are kind of I wouldn't say vulnerable, but you do kind of give a bit of yourself through your Twitter acts about your life and all that.
Yeah. I
And
overshare. Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
do.
call it overshare. It's more like looking for the people who have dealt with similar or something of that. That's just my
Yeah.
perspective. It's not.
I
I
am
can't. I
like
can't read your mind. I'm gonna get in trouble if I do.
I think I am like searching for understanding when I express like more deeply my feelings. But I
Mhm,
think there's also this creative aspect of me that like I look for a way to say the
mhm,
thing that I haven't heard before, or like say it in a different way than
yeah,
I first think it. Like
yeah.
sometimes it's me like playing around with like writing, but then other times it's just raw. There's a lot of raw emotion and stuff that I post.
So do you write like short stories, poems? What do you write then, or is it just your
I
Twitter
used
stuff?
to. Yeah, I used to. Now Twitter is pretty much all I write. Like
Mhm,
yeah, I befriended somebody a while back that was encouraging me to write, and every time
mm,
I have been encouraged to write, it sounds right to me, and I feel like I should.
yeah.
But the practice of it, no, I have not done that. No.
So,
I think there's something about Twitter, like, talking to people, like,
mm,
that there's some receipt point,
mm,
like, does some kind of creative, urge more with me, but if I could discipline myself to do anything on a regular basis, writing would be a good idea, probably.
have you ever tried to write a poem of sorts, or have you written a poem?
Yeah, I have a poetry book. I have a
Really?
poem in a book. Yeah.
I
That's pretty
wrote.
easy to get, but
Yeah, I was. So a long time ago, I was writing. They had like these 2 sentence things where it was just I can't remember when, but it was just some anger, confusion, all that stuff, and it was just sort of like 2 sentence things. And then what was a year or so after, I started getting into this sort of a rhyming sentence, but not really. Part of it was I had met somebody, and I was in my early 20s, so that was a long time ago. I'm old now, but anyway,
you're
I
younger than me.
Yeah, you're prettier than me, so look who's talking. Dang it! Threw myself under the bus on that one. But so there was sort of at a point there was a muse of sorts, but not to the sense of. But then it was just sort of me. So majority of it would be put on here. Um, so let me try to find one. At least try to give you a taste of what bikini stuff. No, not that. Yeah, because I wrote. It's not a whole lot. Some of them are finished, but I think at this point it's around 600 different pieces. But it's some of it's just pieces that are just stuck. Um, let's see. I don't want to get something that's a little too out there. I feel like. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's a little too long. Why did I pick a long one? Goodness sake. Enjoy the win. Okay, I'll do that one. Okay. So I do try to do a bit of a rhyming thing, or I did. Sorry, I haven't written any poetry stuff in a while, but I'll read this anyway. So it's titled "Enjoy the Win." I don't know when I wrote this. When was it? Does it not give me? Oh, it was 2017. It looks like, because thankfully you can keep dates and stuff on your app. Um, but enjoy the when. I must enjoy the when, not always all the time. I wish to see you again to dance your crazy line. So call me foolish, dumb, or stupid. Words of hate time after time. As I know it's really true, seeing past the veils of your line. Perils I set upon my sorry. Perils I set upon my behalf as I get close to you. Growing up and out isn't easy, but good things can happen too. Saying it's just rhyming bad. But that was certainly about someone from long ago. Let's see if I can't find. Well, this is a. Let's see. Is this one? Oh, this one I like because of a certain line in it. It's called "Child of Isolation." Now, uh, I'll tell you once I'm done with it. I'll tell you the line because it's just, I just the rhyming factor of it. Um, Child of isolation, why do you hide? My reading is horrible. Why in the womb of a tomb do you reside? I know the world has its ways and bring you down, abating your breath when no good can be found. Is there no hope left within your very soul? Here's the test you must console. Turn and change from what you were before. You cannot live in the past anymore. The sobering sweetness you once had cannot for what was be cannot for what was be glad. Lord, only when you change will there be more chances down the road. But first you must give up and bury your burdensome load, or otherwise what you seek will always slip your grasp. So, child of isolation, what will you do? Will you stay this way forever, or change be anew? Now, the line I liked out of that was, "Why in the womb of a tomb do you reside?"
I like that whole thing. That was really, yeah. The part that you ended with glad, that was really eloquent.
No, anew was the last one, but oh no, cannot the sobering sweetness you once had cannot for what was be glad. See, now I tripped myself up with that because
I
trying to
like
say that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's so interesting. It really made me think. I was like, oh, I want to read that again.
Yeah, there was a site I once posted my stuff to. It was called the Hello Poetry, but I haven't touched that in years. Years. Let's do one more just for the sake of it. This I don't know what to do about someone. Wide run. What do I do? Would I want to do a long one? Here we go. Let's do this one. It's the Old Soul Melody. It is a bit of a long one, so I apologize. Okay, I am reading to a lady, so let it that be that. Okay. Roses are red. No, Condor. No, roses are red, but you're about to be blue. No, it's violets are blue. Oh, he's trying to do one. I'm not a poet. I'm not. Violets are blue.
You're
I'm
not
not
a
a.
poet. Get out of here. Poets
I'm not a poet.
only.
Yeah, poets only. Like the Dead Poet Society. Okay. Old Soul Melody. Oh goodness. Like a song within my soul, the view just gets really old, and though sometimes I know I'll never truly see what happens next to me, the walls sometimes close in, and with the song I play again, with every line the feelings hurt. There's not a moment sometimes I feel like I've lost my worth. So play sweet melody, bring back those gone memories. I don't care in which way they return. It's my heart that yearns, and I try. Oh yes, I try, but it keeps coming back Yes, it keeps coming back. No longer are the days simple without keeping track. So play an old soul melody and let every harmony and pitch rise, flowing indiscriminately. My eyes and ears. I don't know why I ended like that. My eyes and ears will keep aim on the rise. For me, here and now, there are no goodbyes. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. Um,
That's a good one. You're a good writer. I didn't
I
know that.
I haven't written in like
You were, you,
I
I
ha-
was.
I haven't written any in years. Like most of these are like
Yeah.
2016 and 2020. Part of it was because of someone I met, but some of it is just
But you
trying
know
to.
you can do it. You have
Yeah,
it right there in front of you.
yes, I do.
That never
Unfortunately,
goes away. So
it's like riding a bike. It's just been a while, but yeah, it's a lot of um, it's just a lot of stuff, and yeah, I'll not bore you with anymore. But yeah, so I did that for quite some time,
that
and
was cool.
it's the more rhyming factor that I can grasp on easily too. Now there's a rhyming freeform factor, but it's not.
I try not to rhyme. It makes my stuff really it's there's sometimes it's so tempting though, so I do it anyway, but
You can
yeah, anytime I can kind of like dodge that, I try to, especially with writing because I'm not so rhythmic unless you're writing lyrics. It's really helpful for that. But for me for poetry, it always makes it just becomes really um, it sucks the life out of what I'm saying if I'm like trying to rhyme.
right. Well, understandable. Everyone has a different way. It's what worked
Yeah.
for me because I was like, okay, so what rhymes with this? And sometimes it's not that. Sometimes I go off in a completely different direction, or I went off in a completely different direction. But no, I just there are some
And
things
some
you
people are really good at it. Yeah, I don't think it's my forte.
it's being cryptic about your feelings, but while also trying to what's the word expose them, right?
Yeah.
Hiding behind words in order to hide yourself, but knowing that it's yourself you want to show. So it's a duality of showing and not showing. It's a paradox, really. It's a paradox
Yeah,
of showing or not showing,
it is.
and
It's wanting to be seen without wanting to be known or something sort of like that.
wanting to be seen without wanting to be seen. Now that's a tongue twister if you'd like to do that one. Um, but no, it's very much part of it was at a time was of a lady I met. Probably wasn't the best. She was a mother of two at the time, and of course, that wasn't
I
the
remember you telling me about this lady.
yeah. Um, and she pushed me out of her life, and that was pretty much it. And it's sort of just been like dancing on the wind sort of thing. Um, but some of it is just you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to put into words because you can speak plainly to someone and they can completely miss the point, right? They can completely miss the point and just assume they know what you're saying, and that's conversation helps, but it doesn't help and want like this is what I'm trying to say to you. Please understand, because you're not going to always understand somebody,
No,
unfortunately.
sometimes yeah, differences in experience like make it where it's hard to actually like connect
Hmm.
in the same place. Like you're not going to see it from the same way as some people, you know. And
Yeah.
then some people will see your point of view a little easier than others.
Yeah, and so some of it's about life experience, some of it's about what you've grown up with, as a kid, and just a whole assortment of bibbles and bobbles and all sorts of things. But yeah, it was. I just I've gotten onto this and I enjoy this a heck of a lot more. But I still maybe one day I'll write something down. I'll just like, and then her name was just scratch that, just take that out.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing. I think if writing gives you a way to outlet your yeah, it's a way to work out feelings like any art form.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I mean, some people use an art form for beyond the scope of just relaying on the human level scale of emotion, but rather for uh, money and all that other stuff. Seems Steve, sometimes you're a little sleepier than others because you're in the UK and it's late. All right, a little late. Um, but I just I don't know how would you best go about explaining to someone how much, say, they mean to you, or how much, um, um, you think upon them, or whatever, in some manner or fashion. It doesn't have to be. It could be on a platonic scale or very on the romantic scale. It could be a whole wide of a range. But to speak upon yourself to someone, it in a cryptic way is easier than speaking plainly, because speaking plainly means you have to be vulnerable enough to show yourself. And if you're someone, and I've seen this quite a lot, if you're someone, and it's personal life too, if you're someone who exposes themselves to many times, the more exposure you do, the more you feel it's not worth the vast more exposure, because it's like tearing a it's like what kind of animal? It's sort of like an animal with a hard armor, right? Like a harder armadillo, maybe something like that, and you're tearing off a piece of that armor. And so, when it heals up and all that stuff. But when you become vulnerable with too many people, and it backfires, right? It just backfires. You kind of become more, what's the word? Not durable, but more resistant to, doing it again. And that's just a personal experience, understandability. And JB says she had blue skin, and so did he. He kept it hid, and so did she. They searched for blue their whole life through, then passed right by and never knew. Shell Silverstein, everything on it. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's a very good rhyme, of course. Uh, there once was a lady from an old shoe. I don't remember the rest of that. But that's just put those bibbles and bobbles away. Hey, bibbles, babbles, and bobbles make for a good conversation. It just depends on how fast you can say them 5 times fast.
You have your own lexicon.
I make up words. Look, this is basically one right here. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean, even you, I imagine, have some personal experiences where if you open yourselves too many times, it feels like it becomes a I don't want to say side. I don't want to say a sideshow, but it becomes a
Yeah.
why do I keep doing this question, right? But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've experienced that. Like I used to experience it more because like I've never been a person that like approached people, but anytime I had a job where people were approaching me, it's always been easy for me to talk to people, like um and people open up to me easily.
Hmm.
And I'm pretty open. It really depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Um, but recently I've been working on it where I'm not as open, and it's intentional because I found that sometimes there's too many assumptions going on,
Hmm.
and like people are assuming, let's say, like for me, like talking to people is normal. Having a good conversation is not a difficult thing or
Hmm.
scary to me. So sometimes when somebody has like a good experience with me like that, they'll think we're in love. Like that was a really good conversation. She's obviously in love with me.
Hmm.
And I've had that kind of reaction to things where, so I'm just careful that people are in touch with reality, because
Hmm.
I think that's what I've found. Like, I'm a little weary of people moving too fast with me, and what they're putting a lot of obligation on me because I've been open with them. So they're saying, now that you've been open, now, well, I want you to talk to me every day.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know about that. I've been half brained, like in a relationship where I go to the store and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to get this for me and this for them. I'll do this and this. Like everything I'm doing and everything I'm thinking and includes another person.
Hmm.
Uh, and then, so I realize now I'm a little closed off because I don't want to share my brain with someone who's not sharing like who's not also being considerate of me. Like,
Hmm.
and with online stuff, it's super hard to connect because I have more boundaries than I used to.
Yeah.
And so I think one thing, it's like, if a guy is gonna try to put effort into like meeting me or something like that, they want me to seem head over heels in love with them.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I actually realized I can't develop that feeling over a phone. I
True.
think it's not, and I just don't think it's wise. It's like, if you told anyone in the world, like, well, I met this guy online. We never met, but I just, my heart, like, I just could tell he was the one, right?
Yeah.
So then I, wait 3 months, and then I go and meet him, and he totally robs me. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to me. Like, everybody'd be like, you're a fucking idiot. But then, but then when I'm like, talking to people that are interested in maybe dating me, and I've only met them online,
Yeah.
then when I say like, I had, there's almost no point in doing all this back and forth until we meet, because if you meet someone and then there's something to build from that,
Yeah.
then you have something.
Yeah.
And you already know that you're both willing to meet, and that you can both like put in effort in that sense or whatever.
Yeah.
But wanting all this like build up and all this romantic attachment prior
Mhm.
to meeting, like, yeah, I guess you could get lucky and turn out like that you assumed correctly that you were a good match for this person. But if it turned out not in your favor, and either something bad happened or it didn't work out, everybody would, people, when you didn't get to know someone and then you're expecting too much from them, it's like, it's because you weren't verifying, you weren't like being thoughtful enough about it. So
Mhm.
I'm having a rough time right now being like, in my experience, this whole like trying to build like an online attachment is totally worthless, and
Yeah.
it will like, I don't get it, like,
Yeah.
so but then, so I'm appearing to people as closed off or even harsh. I've been told that,
Yeah.
like, anyway, it's hurt some people's feelings, and also just I've had people like think that I'm trying to be rude when
Yeah.
I'm actually just uh I don't know. It's weird. So it feels like there's no point in trying to online date at this point, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, that's true. Tinder kind of ruined all that, but it can and also hard-heartedness. That's another one. It's understanding, right? Because there's a different. Okay, there's a difference between men and women, how they go through the relationship, courtship, and all that stuff. Because there is a difference. There is a difference, unfortunately. Um, there's some who want the same thing, or totally different things, and they kind of go after. And especially with, so there was and I don't know if you've ever seen the show Rick and Morty, but in an episode there was a scene where aliens had made a dating app, right? And instead of it's so Tinder like, but the problem of it was that like every few hours, or almost seemed like every second, people would interchange with each other. So it's like, oh, you got this person, fall in love, and then all of a sudden, ding, and then you just kind of go to the next person. Go. It's like speed dating through an app,
Yeah.
and I think now with the technology and some apps and some places, I think that it's become what it is because one part of it is we have the understanding that we're not going to live for very long. It's basically we're on a time clock and what you can do, what you do, and all that stuff. And of course, you'll see all the online discourse and discussion about red pill and all that stuff, and the atrocities that come with that. Um, and just it's a sped up version of let's get right to it, and get it done and over with, and then just be done with it. Because I think at a certain point, people forget that there's an immeasurable speed to something that does take a lifetime, of course. But then again, people don't want to waste their whole lifetime on one person and then come to realize, oh, so it wasn't worth wasting 10 years on you because you don't got time. We don't got time. I'm sorry, not
Yeah.
you indirectly, but we
No,
really
I
don't got time.
don't.
We
I don't.
Yeah, we don't. We yeah, because I've made this analogy of sorts is where we're on a you know back in the old days you'd have that time card you punch in punch out. We we don't remember exactly when we punched in, and we, we're going through life doing our thing, and we don't exactly know when we'll punch out, but eventually that'll be it. The card will be punched, and then dust. That's
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Time is valuable. Your existence and your time is valuable. So you
yeah.
have to you have to be decisive to an extent.
Right.
Otherwise, like people will just pull you in a million different directions. So you have to have some kind of idea of what direction you want to go so
Mm,
that you can kind of cut through the crowd of like chaos that's
mm.
always coming
Ho ho
from
ho!
life, you know.
All over
Like
the
it
place,
does
and
not stop, you know.
yeah,
So
social media is a basic form of that. Well, it's actually just a social media is like it reminds me of Candy Crush. Candy Crush, yeah, that's right.
it is like
Um,
that.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't. I don't think. Well, I mean, with Tinder, I think they do like you have to buy things and whatnot. Uh, JB says women want to feel safe and loved. Most men play the field and cast a white net. That does not make us feel wanted fully. You have to understand though, this is two different parties we're talking about here. We're talking about the men's side of things, men perspective, if you will, and that's varied in its own right. Don't think one man represents all. It's a varied wide net. Then you have women who have a varied wide net as well. And while we can while it can be said of that, at least from my perspective, um, people want different things. People want different things. People want to know, like if you're in a marriage or something, you want to know that they'll never fall and cheat on somebody, right? It doesn't matter what gender. You want to feel that. You want to feel like you can rely on this person because you
Yeah.
didn't get you didn't get in a commitment with somebody and say, oh yeah, and by the way, I'm just gonna drop the ball here. Because I mean it's gonna happen. There's gonna be times when you drop the ball, you kind of but
Yeah.
the core
But it
point of
is stability, like,
yeah,
overall that
stability.
yeah, that you agree enough on things that you're gonna help each other out and that,
Mm. You're gonna be there. Is
yeah,
basically the word. I mean,
yeah.
stability is not something anyone could promise because what in life is.
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? Is, like, even when I look at the most optimistic,
Mhm.
version of life, it's like you meet someone that you truly love forever and you're perfectly matched, and one of you is gonna pass away before the
Right.
other one, and, like, that's still sad. So even if things work out great, there's always something in life, there's some aspect of life where, you know, like pain is inevitable, sort of like
Yeah, but there's also
it's worth it. No, I'm
yeah.
not saying it's not worth it. I'm
Yeah.
saying that when you really think about that,
Mhm.
like even when all the best things happen to you, like
Mhm.
that there's still, so no one gets out
Easily.
unscathed,
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one gets out unscathed. Professionally, no one gets out unscathed because there's no way. But anyway, so it is the top of the hour, and so what I do now, of course, you're not a content creator. You do have a Twitter X, but we don't have to do any of pronunciation of your stuff. We don't want to. Hey, Lone Star. Well, we're already at the hour top, so we'll get there. I'm getting explained. So what I do is when I have an yeah, we're just having a fun time conversing with. It's been a very long time, and of course, she's more prettier than I am, so I have to deal with that. But anyway, but at the top of the hour of every hour, when I have a guest on, I usually set aside some time for us to promote ourselves because there are content creators out there that do like at the beginning of it, sporadically throughout, or at the very end. I like to do it at the top of the hour because it's sort of like a timing thing, right? I'm timing like, oh, so this hour has come. Oh, so it's been an hour. So that way we know it's already been an hour, and then you're just like, okay, so how long is it gone or whatever. It's sort of a hospitality thing I have. But anyway, so um, but I mean, I don't know if you'll. Are you selling like candles or anything like that?
No, no, I don't have any candles yet. I don't know. I don't have any ideas exactly that way. I have been, somebody said make a YouTube. I have been thinking of doing videos of some
Mhm.
sort. I just
Yeah.
haven't really fleshed out what that means. So, I think just talking might be helpful. There was one woman that I saw on YouTube who like her followers would like to sometimes like personally one-on-one. I think that's a little too much, but I do think it would be fun to sometimes like do spaces or like uh live
Yeah.
YouTube something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you're always welcome to come on here. I'm not gonna bite. But anyway.
You're
I
very
think
nice.
oh I thank you. Sometimes I don't feel like that. But I do try, so I
You're
appreciate it.
very nice.
Oh well.
Well, no one's perfect. I know you're
Okay, all
probably
right.
like, "Oh
All
my
right.
gosh, like, she
All
doesn't
right,
know about
fine.
that one time in 5th grade." But I think you're still a good person, I'm
Well,
sure.
thank you. I appreciate that, and you're lovely yourself, and I do mean that. But
Thank you.
you're welcome. But for my end, I'm gonna do my thing, and we'll get right back to it. So, uh, whether you're on the Rumble side, whether you're on the YouTube side, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the stuff, maybe leaving a follow or leaving a comment, it doesn't matter what, just anything that helps the engagement because ever since I started it, uh, with Zora being the first, I've always uh, been appreciative of it, been grateful of it, and there's been some rough challenges, but that's part of the ordeal, and I'm grateful for the challenges because the challenges mean that the next time something like that comes up, I'll at least know how to handle it better, and that's the part of the journey of it. But ever since the beginning, um, this thing that I've been doing has been a momentous thing where I've just having people on, whether they're creator or not, and just conversing about whatever comes away. Because why not? You have podcasts and stuff out there that talk about whatever,
I
but they're
was
usually
thinking about you before today, and I thought you're curious. You're a curious person.
curious, trying to get
Feel
over
like
my.
you're doing kind of little like mini docs about people on Twitter, sort of? Like, are you trying to like really get to know people from Twitter in that way? Or
It's more of just like bringing people together to have conversations about whatever because Um, I mean, there is a time where it's just like there's a period of time where I don't talk to them because I'm getting other people on, so I can't say I'm getting to know them because it does kind of feel like I'm leaving them out. But there's so many people. There are
yeah.
so many people and so little time, and I'm just trying to do
No,
this
it's
thing where
really interesting. It reminds me of like, have you ever seen there's like a person who did like forgot what it's called. It's like Lives of New York or something like that, where he just like interviews people for like a minute or two, like on the streets of New York, and
I don't.
some pretty interesting stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think of this as an interview because while yes, I do ask questions because I am a bit curious. Um, but but you can ask me questions too, and so it's not really much of an interview. I just do this because I want to be a great conversationalist. That's what I want to be out of all this is be a great conversationalist and also to bring people together who will converse with each other. I want to be the place, I want to be the hub of connection where right now there's a place of division, diversion, and all the other stuff. A place of, even if we don't all agree with each other on certain matters, it's about coming together as people and just having a conversation because right now it doesn't feel like we can. It feels like we're biased. I've got this team, I've got
Yeah.
that team, whatever. We want to
I
be
do
able to.
think that's helpful to just like show people that, yeah, you can disagree. I don't know what topics I would be very good on that kind of stuff. I'm really out of the loop now. Like I can't really watch the
You just
news and all that.
make
So
something up. Just make
that's what
something
I
up.
do. I just make it
Yeah.
up. Like I'll see stuff on Twitter and then I'll have the most off take about it because I have no idea what it's really referring to. And I'm like trying to like, I don't know why I even try to have an opinion about that stuff, but every once in a while I'll jump in with something and I'll go, oh, like I have no clue what's going on.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to have an opinion. It's just you be
Oh, that's
very.
Daniel. Hi, Daniel. I didn't know Romano
Yeah,
Productions.
Romano was Romano Productions is Daniel Romano.
Yeah, I know
I
him.
didn't know you didn't know that. What I missed, sorry, make YouTube. I just want to make. Hey, sorry, it's late. See you later, Lost Tales. Or if you're leaving, I don't know if you're leaving or not. Like the whole time, but can mod now. Who do I ban? You don't ban anyone. Don't know. No, no one's been bad. Especially on the YouTube side. But no, I just do this thing because there's so many different people out, so many different perspectives, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun to get. Sometimes
Yeah, well,
there's
that's good. I'm glad you're having fun.
some people are a little hard. It's understandable, but of course, trying to finish this off because I know I've taken this a little longer than it is. Oh goodness. But anyway, I do have a link below. You can see where my other stuff is at. And if you like the opportunity to come on, right? Like this isn't just a creators only thing. This isn't creator spotlight or whatever. This is having conversations with others about whatever. Or free flowing conversations is what I call it. If you'd like to take up the opportunity, you can leave a comment in either YouTube or Rumble, or you know my link, Twitter X, Discord, email, any of those. You can go there, find me there, and we can get started. Because at the end of the day, it's all about coming together, having conversations about whatever, and just having fun in the process. Because I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't have gotten to 100 and so different people if I didn't have one to start with. So there you go. Yeah, it's been a long it's been a long road, and I showed you my well, I didn't start doing the whole weekly day sort of thing. Bye chat, nice knowing you guys. No, what Lost Tales? Don't
I ban everyone? Okay.
don't do that, Daniel
I
Foreman.
like this person, their style.
You banned me
Oh,
from
it just banned everyone. Okay.
No, Lost Tales. He is from a different concrete creator content. I almost said concrete creator. That would have been weird. Content creator who I've been in their chat with, and so he's kind of come over.
I would like to see a concrete creator against a content creator.
One's gonna be buried with the fishes, and one's just gonna have a fun time. It depends on which one you want. But no, Daniel Foreman, and but yeah, it's fun. I do enjoy the people I get to have. I mean, there's some. Yes, they're difficult, but at the end of the day, it's over 100. I think right. The last count I did was like 115 different people. 115 different people. I only banned forever. Hey now, hey, calm it down over there. All right, power given can be taken away, young man. Remember that. I'm a cocktail creator. That's no.
Cocktail creator.
At least you said a cocktail creator. It would have been worse if you didn't say cocktail. That'd have been a lot worse.
Well,
like
somebody's got to make those too.
Oh man. Oh, I'm trying to be nice.
Neither of us said anything.
I don't want to make those kind of jokes. I like being nice.
Okay.
Like,
don't invite me on.
No. I'll always invite you on. You're always invited to come on. No, I
make jokes like that without even I don't know, for some reason.
Give me your best shot. Come on, give me your best shot. What you got?
Oh no, not on purpose. I'm just saying things I say just sound like innuendo too often.
And
I don't mean it. I'm not thinking that at all. It must just be in my soul.
And then I slipped in and she said, whoops. Anyway.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's in my common parlance. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm a bad person for many reasons, but never accidental. How do I ban? You can't ban me. I'm the captain of the ship. You can't ban me. You can't ban me. I'm the captain of the ship. What is this, a mutiny? But no, I have. It's just it's more of on. I mean, it's personal. Somebody you could trust. Obviously, somebody you could trust, and somebody you can be comfortable with. Because if you make a dirty joke to someone and they don't know you at all, that's gonna be a very long day of just sitting on the bus. I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything to them. I mean, it was just like a light dirty joke. I don't know what's going on here. I don't just
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You just
can be taken wrongly very easily.
Yeah. Like I do a dirty joke, but I like being able to talk to you. So there's that. But but yeah, it's just it's easy to do when you're not thinking on the just being straightforward as adult on the sexual term rather than just the funny what you can get away with innuendo stuff, right? Big boy or whatever that is. When you can sort of be cryptic about it, but people can know, it's sort of just like all those adult jokes you saw in those kid movies later on, like Fern Gully or something like that. You just be like, oh, I get it now. Oh, I get it now. Oh.
That is a little weird when as you're an adult and then you realize like how sexual the jokes were, some of them. But it's really when when you consider whether a child would comprehend it or not at all, like that does matter. Like if it's cleverly as incorporated into the script and it's not like it's not making the kid think or whatever. It's just like one thing for the parents to laugh at. Like that is funny.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I thought of one, but I don't know if I should say it. I don't want to be in trouble. Um, no, but yeah, if you can have fun with it, it's fine. No, it's just gonna be, uh, I'm gonna get canceled so hard. Uh, um, the dirty joke was gonna be, uh, I would ask, I would, some about, I would have you sit on my lap, but it's not even Christmas. Something like that. Merry Christmas, Timmy. But other than that, but it's just stuff you can come up with that. So, hopefully, I have not been banished to the shadow room yet. But anyway, but yeah, it's just being able to have with fun with someone on those silliness. And I do think there are points of contention where it is someone related close, like we were talking earlier, that you can make those jokes and it kind of can lead to a whole different other category of things. But yeah, it is a level of comfortable range of the person. All that. Yeah, okay, piece of John. Yeah, it's moose. It's moose. Okay. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy is a good one. What's the words for it? See it totally different as an adult.
I can't
Yeah.
believe anybody was letting kids watch Ren and Stimpy. Like it's way adult. Like that's definitely an adult cartoon. Like yeah.
Oh yeah, it was an adult cartoon. Just seeing a clip of it on like Twitter X once was just like someone with a log and sawing it back and forth. It's like, oh,
Log.
yeah,
Yeah.
smooth. Okay, yes, I get it, Pizza John. Oh my goodness. Actually, but this guy is he actually owns a pizza business, and he on Sundays he makes pizza artistry of celebrities and famous people and whatnot, and it's pretty cool to see him do it. He did one of Hulk Hogan, so there
Oh,
was
a
that.
pizza?
Yeah, he did a pizza of Hulk Hogan. Yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
interesting.
that's cool.
Oh God, what are you saying now, Pizza John? I
I
remember
met
was.
Hulk Hogan. He was nice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he used to shop at the grocery store that I used to work at.
Wow. How long ago was that though?
Yeah, a while back. I mean, not that far. Like I would say, yeah, 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago.
Dang, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, he made a pizza. So Pizza John made a pizza of Hulk Hogan. It was sort of, hello brother, I'm here to tell you, and all that kind of thing. And I'm a bad impressionist, but I
That
he
wasn't too
made it. Yeah, well thanks. I appreciate that too. I try really hard.
I'm not gonna
Um,
try it.
yeah, I don't think can you do it in a deepish voice? Can you do? Come
Not very good.
on. Oh, what do you got? What do you got?
Oh no, I don't have voices. Don't do that. No,
Oh,
I don't have any. Did you ever watch SNL with I used to try to do that for my mom, the coffee talk
the
lady.
golf. Oh, I think it was
Talk
with
amongst yourselves. I can
talking.
say that.
It was like a Jersey accent or something like that. Talk amongst yourselves. This
Yeah,
coffee. Uh,
coffee talk. It was Mike Myers. It was Mike Myers,
oh yeah,
and
Mike Myers. Okay, yeah, that's
he
a
would
little
dress
older.
up like a lady. He dressed up like an old lady, and he
Was
was
it
like,
with
that
gray
was his
hair?
talk show, Coffee
Yeah,
Talk,
yeah. And funny
with
enough,
Linda Richmond. Yeah.
Linda Richmond here. I'm telling you all about the coffee we're gonna be selling today. I actually, Pizza John is actually from Rhode Island, so there's an accent for that. But Roland, what? Rhode Island is neither a road nor look. No, no, no.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Well, but it's not. But it's not the
Exactly.
word road. It sounds like road, but it's not the
You don't
word road.
understand Linda. You don't understand Linda.
Oh, that's from the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Abe, that's just wrong. That's no, Abe, that's wrong. Bad Abe. Um, well, that's an accent, though. That's an accent,
Okay.
like like Chicago. Like, hey, you come from Chicago, huh? Like, I come over here. I do a little trip a dee doo, and I say hello, and then people just look at me and say, he's not from Chicago. He's from New York, and all that stuff. Um, it's like butter, like a big stick of butter.
That's a fun one. Yeah, I loved that. That made me laugh so much. She's like rubbing, like she has like a stick of butter, like as chapstick, and she keeps
Oh,
rubbing her lips and then like smacking her lips with the butter. It's perfect. It's
taste
great.
unsalted. I don't know why I got the unsalted one. I need a little salt in my butter. Um, I'm walking. Hey, I'm walking here. That's always a good one. But no, I like playing around with accents. I can do a bit of a bit of Australian accent right there. I kind of go out to the Brisbane right there, and I try to throw a little frisbee. Actually, those koalas are pretty evil. You go
That's
out
not
there.
bad. That's pretty good.
I've talked to a few. I've talked to a few Australians, but I mean, it's sort of like the Monty Python, where they're like, "Hey, Bruce, what's going on, Bruce? Oh, it's going all right, Bruce. How's it going?" That sort of thing. Best
Yeah.
era of SNL. I'm doing a whole series of SNL portraits here. I did Norm. Oh, that's right. You did Norm a few weeks ago. That's pretty awesome. His latest one was Penguin from the show The Penguin.
Oh,
Um,
Norm is so good. Norm Macdonald. Yeah.
there's no better joke than crack whore. Or I think that's what he said. Um, but yeah, it's
He was so good on Weekend Update. He was really good.
yeah, until they let him go because of
Yeah.
stupid reasons. No, I think it was the OJ stuff.
He
I
was
think
too funny.
yeah, it's true.
It probably was the OJ stuff because he went pretty hard on that.
Yeah,
Remember? But
and
I wasn't watching SNL at the time he got kicked off, so like I never heard like how
yeah,
that happened.
yeah, Norm Macdonald is sort of it. Uh, well, I don't think she has a real name. Do you? Or she doesn't make any content. So
I tried to make an account. Yeah, I have an account of some sort, but
I think that is it's Zora Buzz. Is that what
yeah, that's
Zora
it.
Buzz?
That's what I
Z.
used to be on Twitter before. That's why this account it's stupid, but that's why this account is Zora ate me because it's like it's the second iteration of that
Well,
name.
I put it in a thing. She doesn't have any content, but if you wanna, there she
Yeah,
is. She's a
no
love.
comment.
She's a lovely lady. She's always got something nice to. She's always got words. She has words, big words, lots of words. Her mouth is so open, words
Lots of
just going in. Lots of words. Timmy was well. We covered UK. Yeah, that's true. We did do UK, and Abe is from the UK as well, and he was on Friday, of course, because on Fridays. So what I do is I've on Fridays I do this thing called Pay It Forward Stream, and it is sort of I go on the Rumble side, I go through the live streams, and I kind of just give back a little, whether it's the engagement or whether it's a little money like their rants. I do that. Um, and then I sort of doing another show is called Dara's Hangout Den, which is I bring on people, previous guests, right? It's not invite like DaraChat is. It's sort of like people who've been previous guests, and I do like 4 people total. That includes myself, and we just kind of cross pollinate with each other. We just have different conversations about whatever. It's just sort of trying to get past that point of different niches or whatever, and just bringing people together for whatever conversation comes up. So it's a DaraChat times 4 with people. And then what I'm going to do in November is going to be, it's not going to be exclusive, but it's going to sort of be like the Rumble platform, and trying to do what could be better, all that, the good, bad, and ugly, what could be better, all that stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. And Pizza John says, if she took a chance on your first episode, she deserves a follow. Hey, well, this will be your 3rd episode, but yeah, she did give me a shot on my first episode, so that I'll always be grateful for. And then she came back for a second time. I was like, wow, I feel special. Because there's always a conversation to be had. But yeah, it's been an interesting time from that. And it was in November when you first came on. Cross pollinate. No, I know people make fun of me for saying cross pollinate, but it's the best word I can think of. All right, stop making fun of me for saying cross pollinate. All right, it's not like I'm a bee and I'm gonna go over there with a pistol or something. No, it's just the best word I can think of that describes perfectly what I'm talking about. You're kind of conversing with other people and you kind of get bits and pieces from them, as well as giving bits and pieces to them. It's just sort of this, you know, whirlpool of words.
Collaboration. Yeah.
Collaboration, I guess, but I like saying cross pollinate. I guess
Cross-pollinate sounds cooler. Yeah.
you don't have to agree. I understand.
No, it does though. I get it. It's got style. It's got
Thanks.
style.
I try to have style, but I'm not that great. You will not see me go ghetto for any reason whatsoever. That is for sure. Um, but yeah, it was November of last year that you first came on, and I was doing like gaming streams. I was like streaming video games, and I don't remember how I got you on, but I did, and that's how this whole thing started. And we were talking about all sorts of stuff. It was at a different area in your house though, like you were
Yeah.
where your fireplace was or whatever that is,
Yeah.
wood burning stove, and it was before you had a dog too. So there's that. It's not been a year, but it's been kind of close. And look at you now, we're still here, still going strong despite
Oh, here.
challenges in life. Yeah,
Yes.
and that's pretty awesome. I know, um, on a at least from my perspective, I know the challenges of life can be disheartening, and not you. I'm talking about the general you, where you hear those stories of people give up and all that other stuff, and I don't. I try not to. Not that I'm great at talking people. Would be great at talking people all those things, but I'd rather finding some other way because I've been there. I know those thoughts, and at the end of the day, though, uh, there is so much more. There's so much more than beyond our pittance of the small things within our area. The world is too vast. The ocean of the universe is too vast for those things to kind of peep up on you and to say I've got to take the swift exit, and I can't agree to that anymore, or I didn't agree to that, um, but there were times where that could become up, and so I can't agree to it tomorrow. So when anyone brings it up, I'm like, look, dude, your thing, whatever it is now, is small compared to everything else out there. And yeah, you may see that as sort of like another add-on to like woe was me sort of thing, and you just want to end it quick. But it gives you an open door for more opportunities than you ever thought before. All you have to do is take it. And where? Can't tell you. That's the unfortunate part. As an adult, you're not going to have that thing that tells you this. You're supposed to go here. You're supposed to go here. You're supposed to go here. No, you've got to find it out for yourself. Like for this, I didn't know until it hit me. I didn't know until I got to talk to you and so many others after that this is the thing I wanted to do, because as an adult, you go through life trying to figure out what you want to do with yourself, right? Uh-oh. Oh, she's getting something.
I want
Is
to
it?
get
Oh,
Dave.
look at that. Look, she got the dog. Look at that. Oh, now it's going to be
She's
about
a
the
big
dog
Twitter
now.
celebrity. There
That's right. Look at
she
that. Oh, look at Daisy. Oh, it's a good girl. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, she
Look
was
at
taking
Zora.
a good nap before I woke her up. I was like, what is
Oh,
this about?
man. It's about people. Oh, and this things too. Um, but yeah, I just when I see that, I'm like, don't be like that. Don't think that way. Bro, that puppy's so cute. Yeah, let's see, and you thought it'd be boring, okay? Lost Tales. My goodness, you get to see a dog, wolf. Um, but yeah, I just can't be of that perspective anymore because I know there's more. I know there's more, and where it is to go from there is up to you. But know that your opportunities are wide and vast, and while that sounds scary, it also gives you the opportunity to discover what is your thing. What is the thing that grabs you, that inspires you, that changes your way of thinking for the better, not for like a more negative, but for the better.
Yeah.
What gives you the ability to say, up in the morning, even though I hate the job I'm at, I still get to come and do this, and I get to enjoy the conversations. Or you, for whatever reason, you get to say something else. For like you were saying of Daisy, having Daisy in your life, so many different reasons, so many different opportunities, so many options. It's uncanny how. Oh, look at that! Oh, look at that! The dog sighting. It's like it's very it's very sort of high class. It feels like hiding underneath the blankets and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know she is. She's a fancy lady. She does
uh,
like luxury.
oh,
Yeah,
and
this is a whole process of like figuring out how to make her bed comfy.
yeah, usually I think it was like they talk about dogs going in a circle or something. Like they kind of go in a circle and then
She does that a lot. She does that when she poops and when she's trying to be comfortable.
and this time on the dog poops.
Actually it would be a detective series because she searches like you can just imagine her as like she has like a little McGruff like outfit on.
Yeah.
And when she's looking for a spot to poop, she just keeps going. She's pacing
Mm.
and she's smelling everything really hard. Like she's trying to solve like the mystery of like where's the best place to poop.
Yeah, and like Steve said, yep, they love to make their beds. Yeah, it's true. You can give them all the fluff you want; they'll just kick that off and just and be like that. Um, yeah, but no, I not to go down a dark road. I was just saying I've seen that there's more than just uh, what's that song in Beauty and the Beast that Belle sings? There's more to this. There's more to this than this provincial life. I think was the song. Um,
Right.
I can't sing as good as Belle. That's sorry, that's not going to happen. But it is true. As far as I found, I've had a former coworker. I used to work at Papa John's, delivering pizzas, and the gentleman used to be my GM. His name was Brian, and of course I left that job to go into something else for a little better pay, obviously. But years later, I don't know how long there was a story of he had jumped in front of a train and then taken himself out. And of course, if not known that person for a long time and you have years and years past that, it doesn't hit as hard. But there are many people who are known to him that hit him hard. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Well, that's
But
awful. Yeah.
yeah,
Terrible.
but it
Yeah.
happens. It
No,
happens,
I
and
know. I worry about that too with people, and I always worry about those kind of thoughts and all that. I don't think there's. I think that I've been afraid of having a bit of too much wanting to help people, and there's twofold aspects to that. There's like, are you too self-sacrificial? Like, are you trying to help people to the point where you're hurting yourself?
mhm,
That's something to consider.
mhm,
Another thing to consider with me that I had to is like being realistic.
yeah,
Like uh I don't have a lot of resources to actually really help people very well. So to
right,
offer help for me to be a person who's like offering people help all the time is actually irresponsible and
mhm,
kind of fucked up. Like
yeah,
it's narcissistic. Like it would be weird if I was like, I'll help you, but I don't have the resources or the time to like really spend with people to like help them in a way that's meaningful.
yeah,
And it would be kind of a dickish thing to do to act like that's what I
mhm,
like I can do that, you know? I think some people don't understand that that's the perspective I'm coming from is like, yes, I think being kind is good and
mhm,
but when it comes to like people working out their problems,
yeah,
they have to want to change
mhm,
whatever it is.
yeah,
And then they also kind of have to do it their way. Like, I'm not
mhm,
saying they can't take advice or that
mhm,
they can't get help from other people. They certainly can. Like, if somebody really wants to change and you try to
yeah,
help them, then
yeah,
they might be able to actually use that help. But if they don't really have an idea of how to go about it and they don't really want the change themselves, like if either of those two things are missing, like it's going to be hard. I don't know how long lasting that help will be, you know.
yeah. especially if you're in a position of helping them, or in the process of helping them, and they become that thing where it becomes overbearsome, where it's no longer help, it's just personal hurt, and they're all woe is me, they're all I can't do any better or whatever, and they don't see that it's just a moment in time amongst vast spaces of time. Like now is not forever. So you can undeniably get over it. It's going to take time, but it's not going to be forever. But they kind of feel like at that moment that forever has just stopped there, whether it be a bad relationship, whether it be a death in the family, whatever, just a lot of different things. Yeah, and as Lone Star says, you can't save everyone, but you shouldn't be out to save everyone, right? Like you
Right.
should.
Yeah, that's the thing is like you shouldn't have the idea that that somehow you're going to be involved in I have known people that are, I would say, sometimes to an unhealthy extent, like sort of delusional about like being able to help people. And I've seen them really give like everything of themselves, and they have to. And I'm seeing somebody now that I like used to be friends with. Now we've reconnected, and I can see that like she's ready to do that all over again. Like she's already building from nothing because of this mentality of hers, like sort of but it also is linked with like glory. Like, and I think people need to be careful about that, where it's like, I want to be the kindest person or whatever, can be its own,
Yeah. You,
trap a little bit. So, like, I think people have to be honest about what they really can do, um, rather than I just want to be a savior is like a little like, okay.
yeah.
Why do you want that? But if you see somebody in front of you, they're needing help and you have resources to help and you help them, like boom, like you're the kind of person you wanted to be, like,
Yeah.
you know but if you're trying to like help but you don't even have the resource, it's like you're just hurting yourself.
Yeah, it's overextending. It's
Yeah.
overextending yourself into issues you have no ability to do anything on. And I mean, there's ways of, you could give your time if you don't have money and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, overextending yourself to the point you what's the word, regard yourself, right? You disregard yourself. Sorry, you disregard yourself. That's where part of that trouble lies. And like you said, sometimes people want to be a savior of some sorts or a martyr or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're only human. It's sort of like being one of those people trying to help with all the recovery stuff after the hurricane, after hurricane stuff. Somebody's probably out there wanting to try to work through the night, work all day long, wanting to help these people get their stuff back to belong because, trusting the government is the worst idea ever. Um, but at the end of the day, though, you're still human. You still need to sleep. You still need to eat. You still need to drink water.
Yes. Yeah.
There are yeah, there are stopping points where you have to take a break. And yeah, it sucks when you want to be the person who's trying every second, every day. Someone's buried, someone's lost. You want to try to get, even if the body's, person's dead, you want to try to get that body back to the family. There's so many reasons want to try to keep going. It reminds me of that scene from a movie called Hacksaw Ridge, I think it was, based on a true story a long time ago. Um, just going back and back for more people who were left behind. It was during World War II, so there was that. Hacksaw Ridge, I think is the name. Um, but yeah, it's the point of don't overextend yourself to the point that it ends up just doing more damage to you than anything else. And like you said, if you don't have the resources or whatnot, you have to come to understanding that maybe it's not now, maybe it's not time to, or maybe you'll have
Yeah,
to think.
maybe that's not your calling. Maybe that's not your place to like be everybody's, resource. It's like, I don't know. Like there's helping towards, like there's direct ways you can try to help the cause that you're interested in. I don't really know. Yeah, somebody recently was talking to me about activism, and I was like, that doesn't speak to me. Like, I don't know, making a sign, like I don't know. That doesn't speak to me really. Like,
I mean, making a sign and beating somebody with it speaks to me, but that's a little different.
well, like awareness has its place in
Yeah.
like helping causes, right? So raising awareness is what people always justify their actions with. But I think a lot of times these when people are making a point like protesting something, they're often coming off like super aggressive
Mhm.
when I think to educate people or to spread awareness about something, it's actually way better to come in from like an angle that people could actually relate to,
Yeah.
or they can interact with easily. Whereas if you're going like, you're the reason, and it's all blame based and it's like all anger, and it's like nobody, I don't see how it doesn't connect. Like it does seem like it would make way more sense to
Mhm.
like have a block party
Yeah.
and then have a bunch of people at that block party talking to people about whatever it is you're interested in,
Mhm.
or make cookies, like punch and pie, people, like get people get did South Park not teach you anything? Like people will
Um,
gather to have a good time. Like you can literally just try to like set up spaces for people to like enjoy themselves, and that's a great way to like educate people about something.
I'm very hesitant on the enjoying selves part because that can get bad very quick.
Yeah, well,
shut,
I
shut
guess you
down.
have to set the tone somewhat. You have to give people some idea of like what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Look, if I was gonna listen to South Park, it'd be a lot worse because then there was the episode with
there's a ton
Cartman.
of wisdom in South Park.
There's also a ton of bad in it too, like when Cartman kills somebody's parents and has them eat them with chili.
Oh no, I know.
That's like I think
Well,
I'm
it
gonna
covers
skip that.
every topic.
Yeah,
It
it's sort of
leaves
like
no stone unturned.
leaves no stone unturned. Goodness sake, I try to leave no stone unturned, but I don't think I'm very successful at that. But yeah, it just makes sense when you get, and I think people also act out of an emotional response, which sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. I think people there is a sense of, again, if it's like helping with cleaning up a hurricane or whatever, there's going to be that emotional impact to it, especially if families involved. If your family's involved, you're really going to go to the distance. But I do think there's a point where you have to remind yourself you are human, and all that. I can't even say myself. Yeah, I know it's late where you're at and you're still up. Goodness sake, I'm surprised you're still even talking. South Park is wild. Yes, of course it is. And then he says, kind of miss watching it. Well, I haven't watched South Park in
I used
forever.
to watch it a lot. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Now their concert they did at like Red Canyon or something like that is on YouTube, so you can watch that whole spiel of all their music and stuff. But
Oh, that's
somebody kind of political, too political. I mean, I think right now with things as they are, it feels like everything's a bit too political because it is what it
they've
is.
always been like that though. They dig the deepest of anybody into the humor of whatever is like pop culture
Yeah,
phenomena, you know. Yeah.
a religious aspect, political
Because it's
aspect.
not always political, but like they harp on things that are well known to people. Like they pick topics that, like celebrity
Mm,
mishaps, politics, yeah, news stories.
mhm. I always appreciate the Ben. Um, oh, what was it? Ben Affleck and
Yeah,
the
Jennifer Aniston.
the
That's one
Jennifer.
of my favorite episodes. I love that episode so much.
I
I
love
love
you.
the character. Yeah, her taco flavored kisses.
Toco, toco, porrito. Hey, Ben, I love you, Ben, so much. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I
funny.
can see why that could be offensive, but it's Jennifer Aniston, so I feel like they're specifically just targeting,
Is it?
or not Aniston, Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah,
I feel
Jennifer
like
Lopez.
they're specifically only targeting Jennifer Lopez with that skit, so I shouldn't feel bad about
I just I just didn't really get it after the point where Ben Affleck's in bed with Cartman, and
it.
that's when you're like, uh,
Yeah, I know, South Park. Yeah.
yeah, it is South Park. And there was one where they did like the whole cute animals, and they're all like Satanists
Yeah,
or something
that's
like that.
right, and they,
Yeah.
like, yeah, they did some naughty things in the forest.
Oh, naughty. Naughty is not the word I'd use. It's more like horrific. Goodness sake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty bad. That was
Yes.
pretty gruesome. That one was, yeah, that one was pretty bad.
Ugh. But yes, taco kisses. Taco kisses, Ben. Taco kisses. Mwah. Taco, taco, taco burrito. Uh, yeah, you can tell I watched that one a little too much. But then there's memes of that out there too. So gifs. The
I
episode as
still
well.
see them, yeah.
Yeah, because then it ends with it being not Jennifer Lopez, but some guy who was acting as Jennifer Lopez, who was a hardcore criminal and just takes a cyanide pill and then just fades into the distance, even though it's just Cartman's hand. And
Right.
yeah, Xmas Critters. Yes, that's right, Xmas Critters. That was nightmare fuel I never knew existed until then. Oh, look at these cute animals. And then they say, Hail Satan. I was like, I got to question this. I got to question this here. Disney-like creatures, and then they're saying, Hail Satan. I'm not so sure about that. And they proved themselves. So there you go. Then there was the one about Cartman trying to find his dad.
I don't
You never
remember.
saw. Oh, you don't remember that? It's popping up for me. Roman Jet Rose. Not even working with the refresh. It's working fine here. I'm getting them. Should be fine. Hey! No, you be legend. It's Zora, not Dora. Look, this is not Dora the Explorer, okay? She does not speak in
If
Espanol.
we mixed our names, it would be Zora Muth.
Zora, oh goodness, this is gonna see like Voltron or something like that. Combine the powers of
But an
Zora.
easy transition from Zora to Dara.
Come on, everybody, let's go on an adventure. Can you say map? No, swiper, no swiping. The Imagination Land episode was good. Yeah, that was pretty good too. Zora, Dora, hi. Yeah, Dara and Dora. I think this is going to be this could be an episode of Dara and Dora. We're going to go on a magical adventure where we're going to try to pick up items, sing some songs in Espanol, and come back safely as if nothing
It
ever
should
happened.
be Dora and Zara. Yeah.
That'd be a little.
Zara.
That sounds like a Superman villain right there. Well, you shall kneel before Zora, or something like that.
That sounds cool. We can do that.
you you would want people to vouch for you.
I'm actually terrible at that. Like, I would be really bad at
You'd be really bad.
kind of praise or
Yeah.
attention. I'd
No,
be
no,
like,
just
oh,
just get up. Get up. No,
Yeah.
no,
Be like,
stop,
"Please
stop. Just go. Just get up. Just go, go. Do you see? Yeah, there's that one. But I was kind of dragged down by the session. I can't one is. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness. I think there was one where he was something with Butters. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one was the funny one. I turned your parents into chili. Yeah. That's the devious side of Cartman. Oh, they kind of turned that one around though, being that the kid was a half brother to Cartman, so that got turned around on him. But yeah, South Park can get away with a lot of stuff. It's like in its 26th, 27th year now, I think it is. I don't know, but yeah, it's just, I wouldn't. I haven't watched South Park in forever, but there are just some things I can't handle wise. But Dora is my mom's name. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We're gonna go on an adventure. We're gonna do it in remembrance of Dora, and we're gonna explore life together. I'm okay. I'm coming back. But anyway, no, it's South Park. I don't know, but anyway, oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I just love doing this silly thing, and I enjoy getting to share with others. I'm not big in the numbers game. I don't do the thing that gets the algorithm for any of this stuff. I do it because I get the opportunity to talk to people like you and UB Legend, and Abe and Tomby and Jack Tarlad and so many others. Brain fart. Yes, I did have a brain fart, but it is. I do have to work in the morning, so we're gonna start heading for the close. But it's been a long day. Um, but I enjoying doing this because not only because I got to meet you, but because I got to meet so many people after, and that's not something that I will ever regret. Honestly, the time given up for all the stuff, and especially getting the opportunity to invite you back, regardless of what's going on in your life. I do thank you. So, even though it was a scare over the weekend, I do. I am glad I got to have you
I
back.
wasn't. I wouldn't just. I'm not that type of person. I promised I would do it. I had just forgotten at the very time that I decided to deactivate. So I just
Yeah,
needed a break. And then
yeah,
I found a really good meme, and I was like, well, I have to come back, and he needs to know that I'll be doing his podcast and everything. So
yeah,
I just, yeah.
yeah. You're always welcome to come back. It's not like a. I've already said. I've said it to you so many times.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll ask you if I have something in mind. I'll ask you.
oh yeah, I'll be waiting with like, okay, she's hold on.
I
No,
have an
just like,
idea.
yeah, I
You
have an
don't.
idea.
I
What
don't
do
know
you
if you
think?
want
What do you
to.
think about a walking fish? What are you trying to go
Ever
for
thought
here?
of that?
Did you thought of that? I've thought about a lot of things, but I'm a dirty old man on the inside. But anyway, um, and the doctor said to his mom, "You might just want to have him put it down." That's just even sadder. Just even sadder. But no, no, I do appreciate it because at the end of the day, I'm interested to seeing what the rest of the year is going to be like. I only got like what, it's October, so about
Yeah,
3 months.
coming up quick.
Yeah, so the next milestone I'm reaching for is yeah, obviously this year's come by fast, but when you get older, it feels like that anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously the next milestone is 200 people, 200 different guests, I should say, or very. I don't know how to say it. Like, do I say 200 different guests, very guests? I don't know. It's just 200 different people. And then after that, I don't know. I would be nice to be able to do like maybe like a part time job and this, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So and I'm not like those Twitch girls, and I don't have enough to like just earn
Me
money
neither.
for doing nothing.
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You're better than that. Honestly, you're much better than that. And they do it because I mean, of course, some of them have an OnlyFans too, so that's a whole nother
Yeah.
different story.
Honestly, I'm not like if I thought I could make money that way, I probably would. I don't think that it's wrong to do, but I just don't think that I could handle it. I can hardly handle being on social media. I don't really think I could handle Uh, and the other thing is that people, especially if they were paying you for something like that, they'd be
Yeah.
really demanding. Like people are demanding when you give it away for free. Like if you
Mhm.
post like a sexy picture on Twitter, you'll get as many like I don't know, you'll get way more requests for other stuff more
Mhm.
than appreciation. Like you're surprised, but it's like it's never enough. It's like you'll get messages from guys being like, "Well, now I want to see this." You're
You should
like,
do
"What? Why?
you
Like
should do
why should I do that?" No.
you should do it in a southern accent, like, now I want to see more of this. All right, I want to see more of this. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of that. It's like, really?
Yeah, you would think like I like it's you didn't have to do anything for that. Why would you, but then it's like it's not enough. Like so you realize like, oh, there's no um,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Eh,
just social media. If
yeah,
people think they can get something from you, they'll try to get more.
yeah, and I try to, again, for this whole thing, I try to stay humble about it because the whole numbers game or whatever. It's not that I do. I mean, I do check like, oh, followers and whatnot, but I let
Yeah.
it not be a big part of doing this because I've not seen a creator go out there and get as many people as I have on within a short period of time, which is less than a year. Well, about a year because I didn't
Yeah,
do the live
you're
streaming
doing
August.
great, and I think having fun is the best thing about it because, like,
Yeah.
whenever I see people complain about followers or, like, losing followers or, like, I'm like, surely this isn't what people care about seeing from you, like you having anxiety about your followers or not enough or you lost some because you said a thing. It's like, I don't know. I don't ever care about those posts. So like whenever people are posting like my account this, it used to be big, but now it's like I'm losing followers. I'm just like, oh God, that's so besides, like, that's the last thing I want to like connect with. It's like, just say something about how you're feeling. Like, tell me two things that you're like, your senses, like just describe like a smell and a sound you're hearing, and that's more interesting to me than
The sound I'm hearing are crows cawing in the distance as they try to eat they try to eat bits and pieces from the slowly decaying body. And the colors I see are brown for some odd reason. But I gotta address this. No, there will be none. No, Celine Dion. There will. It's not really. It's not really Celine Dion, but no, there will be none. I am not pretty enough for that. Okay, don't you try and get that off from me. Okay, I am not that. You're gonna
he's
see if it's
innocent.
yeah.
Don't
Well,
correct him.
no. I'm not innocent. I just know the difference between when to play the card and when not to play the card. Although sometimes sometimes that gets confusedly up too, because sometimes I don't behave well all the time. But anyway, I make mistakes too. Okay, pretty lady, all this stuff.
I
But
can't
anyway,
believe that you invited me on here. You've made mistakes.
you said I had to keep my.
I've had enough.
You told me I had to keep my clothes on. Seriously? Oh, hey, what's going on here? No, I'm just joking. Yes, it is, and don't call me Shirley. Well, I surely will not. But anyway, uh,
We're getting rickrolled now.
Rickrolled. Pretty sure that's the real. No. Oh, Buster, don't you think you could pull that one on me, good sir? I know what you're up to. Celine Dion, my foot. He tricked me with that one. Really, one day I saw Celine Dion appear in my chat, right, and I was like, "Is that the real Celine Dion?" It's like I don't think she'd be on YouTube, so I don't know what's going on here. And then later I found out it was him. So it's
Oh.
Abe. When Celine Dion comes on, it's actually Abe. So he tricked me with that one. I'm gonna get you
It's
back
Abe,
with
I
you.
guess, this time.
Yeah. Curse you, Abe! I'll get my revenge.
Then that'd be funny if Celine Dion was watching and she was trying to be in the chat, but she had to make a Celine Dion too. She's like, hey, that person's faking to be me.
Why is there Celine Dion and Celine Dion too? What the hell's going on here? My heart will go on, but
sorry, Celine, it's already taken. Yeah,
it'd be more like
we already have a Celine in this chat.
Yeah, and it's not as pretty as one would like to think. I thought it was Debbie Does Dallas. Look, I don't know what that is. That sounds a little too old for me, but sure, why don't we go with it?
That is old porn, in fact. You're correct.
Oh, come on.
I've never seen it, but I think they were like VHS, like there was a series or something.
Oh,
like Debbie Does Dallas.
Debbie Does Dallas. That's
I think
like
there were different ones. I think that was just the one that people like joked about the most.
And on tonight's news, a content creator has started talking about a 70-year-old porn film, and then he died of a heart attack. But anyway, yeah. Then she's like, well, no, you should really kind of look up the history stuff. Like, no, don't get me there. But anyway, guys, it is the top of the hour again, and of course we're gonna end it here for tonight. But we got a few things first before we end it, so don't just jump off the ship yet. So the first things first is, of course, promotion, right? Of course, the lovely Zora on here again. She doesn't need to say a word. She just sits there, look at the camera. There you go, smile on her face. Look at that. Oh my gosh, brightening the room already. Look at that. And then, of course, from my end, because I'm not so pretty and I have to do the hard work. It's a joke. Okay?
Not you really, carried me this whole thing. So.
hey, you know what? You'd be worth carrying. But anyway, whether you're on Rumble or whether you're on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the stuff, leaving a follow, or leaving a comment, either or, it doesn't matter. Anything that helps with the engagement is much appreciated because, again, engagement leads to be seeing more, and being seen more leads to having more people on. Because, again, many of the people in my chat right now have been guests, including Daniel Romano. So he's been on once before, and I hope to have him on again. And it's just that's just what it is. I'm not here for just content creators. I'm not just out here for whatever. I'm out here to have conversations with people who are willing to take the opportunity to do so. And of course, as you know, Zora did that, and here we are again after all this time. Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like a big sunflower. It's still the summertime. It's high up there. It's the tallest sunflower I've ever seen. But I do appreciate all you being here. And again, if you optional, if you want to come on, right? If you want to come on, you want to have a chat with me, talk about whatever, just like you saw here. Hey, down in the comments, you can leave a comment under the YouTube Rumble, or you can go down to the link below, find my places, Twitter, X, Discord, email, all that stuff. You can go on down there, find my stuff, hit me up, and say, "What you doing?" No, what you doing? I had to bring a friends thing up sometime soon. But yes, anything that helps with engagement, I appreciate. And of course, my link is down below. Because again, guys, this is something that I'm not seeing very much from other content creators. And more of the time, it's just spotlighting other content creators. And there's so many more people beyond that. Followers, viewers, whatnot. For me, a follower is a guest in disguise. Or a potential guest, sorry. A follower is a potential guest in disguise. Sometimes I ask, and sometimes I say, no, I can't, and they give their reasons, or they never get back to me, or whatever. But at the end of the day, I do this because there are so many different people out there, like Miss Zora here, and so many others. So it would not have happened without your help with all this stuff. So I appreciate it. And of course, tomorrow at here we go. I'll just bring up my calendar. Tomorrow at it's 8 p.m. for Tracy, but at 7 p.m. tomorrow is my PA Forward stream, and of course, streaming to both YouTube and Rumble. But it's for the Rumble side. It'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I'll have on a special guest Tracy Reeves at 8 p.m. after that. So hope you will come join us, and of course. As always, thank you again, Zora. And before we do more thing, I have this new thing. I did it, I think, a month or so ago. I can't remember, but it's called Questions from a Hat. And so it's sort of a kind of a riff off of Scenes from a Hat, but instead of making a scene, it's just questions. So it's questions anyone can answer. So don't think this is going to be like an algebra question, like, okay, what's the hidden root of X for Y? I don't think I know that question. You're wrong. Anyway, no. So what happens is you get oops, I better go back to the chat before people are like, I don't know what's going on. Why have I never been invited in? Because you're not real, Celine Dion. You're not real. You've never been real. There's being coy. He's got like 4 what? What? Dora's been coy. He's got it on 4K Blu-ray. Hey, no, I do not.
Debbie goes Dallas.
I'd get Debbie coming again. Yeah. I think so. Or me. You know what, Jesus? You're invited, but Celine Dion needs to learn. Celine Dion. Devil. There's a reason why you haven't been on, because you're the devil. The Hat of Doom. No, it's not the Hat of Doom. It's Questions from a Hat. Why? Why, Steve? Why you treat me like that? Anyway, so what happens is I pull out 2 questions, right? Freebies. And if people in chat, I'm only monetized on the Rumble side, so I don't have enough followers or whatever for the YouTube side. So sorry, that's the way it is. But if you're on the Rumble side, you're in luck. If you give rant, you can get more than 2 pulled out. So because Dashboard was it? Who gave the Rumble rant? Because B-Roll Stage gave a Rumble rant earlier, we're going to add that to the 2. So it'll be 3 questions from the hat. So count your stars, lucky lady. Okay, I've closed my eyes. I'm not looking at the hat. I'm just feeling. It's sort of like putting your hand in spaghetti, trying to feel if it's like a monster or something like that. I don't know. And okay, I got one. Right here. Here's the first one. Okay. What is the question? What's your least favorite color and why?
Mine?
Yes.
Uh, it's yellow or orange. I guess I
Do
would say yellow. I like yellow though. I think orange. See, I actually like orange a lot, but I
you-
painted a whole room orange and I learned that was a bad idea.
it's Halloween every day.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I loved it. I did a whole mural on it and like my friends painted on it and stuff. So of
um,
course I thought it was awesome. But like I think psychologically there is a something to like those color uh things. So in a room you don't want to be like in just orange constantly.
it's like
It's
being
kind
in a
of
whole.
anxiety producing a little
Oh,
bit,
so
inducing.
it's like being in an all white room. Like it's all white. It's all white.
I think all white is pretty okay for people. It's like clean at least like feeling, but it's supposed to be like greens and blues are relaxing for rooms.
Yeah, like I like a little sky blue. A little sky blue.
Yeah,
Um,
blue is
but
nice.
but you heard it here. It's all right to be all white. Actually.
That's true.
All right, going on to number two. Okay, eyes are closed. Oh, my hand. Oh, never mind. Oh, my hand's jittery. You can hear me shuffling. Okay, I think I got one. All right. Oh, one dropped out for that one. All right, I get a blue one right here. What is the question now? So this is question number two. Yellow and orange are for colors in nature. That is true. That is true, B Bishop. Very true. Okay. So the question is, would you rather? This is the easy one. Okay, made sure it was easy. Would you rather read a book or watch a movie?
Watch a movie.
Oh yeah. What movie have you recently watched?
I don't watch movies. I haven't watched a movie in so long. I don't watch them. I don't know. I'm not interested in. I also don't have anywhere to sit in this house. Like I don't have a couch. Like I have a chairs, right? But like to actually sit and watch a movie, I don't have like a really comfy space to do that. So I
So
think that's part of why. Like maybe I would watch a movie in my bedroom if I could just like, be super comfortable.
you're not even comfortable in your bed? Oh, that sounds awful.
No, I just don't do anything besides sleep in my bedroom. So like I don't like watch TV or like I just go in there and
Conk out. Just like
yeah.
fall on the bed and that's it. Oh, I'm still in yesterday's
Pretty much.
clothes.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Unless someone gives another rant. Oh yeah, just gotta get in there. So I'm not trying to look. Okay, my eyes are closed. Okay, I'm gonna find something. Uh, I found some. Ooh, it's purple this time. Ooh, look at that. Magical. Wait, what is this? Right? Is this a question or is I put something wrong in here? Yeah, I put a I put a mistake wrap paper. All right, drawing again. Drawing again. I got crazy in my bedroom. Hey, whoa. Hey. You be. Come on, calm it down, man. Calm it down. All right. We'll have to go draw back. I don't know why that was in there. That was a that was a mistake one. What the hell? Okay. I'm hoping to get the question of all questions. Here we go. I think this is another blue one, but I don't think we pulled this one up. Alrighty. Well, let's see what this question is. Oh, here's an easy one. That's a shame. Yes, that was a shame. I can't believe I left it in there. All right. What's your favorite type of music and why?
Hmm. Oh, that's such a hard question for me. I guess it would be singer-songwriter songs, like a very wordy, well-written, well-composed song. I like
Okay,
those kinds.
That's very open-ended.
Yeah. Well, like I'm thinking of like my favorite people are like Paul Simon, Joanna Newsom, Joni
Okay.
Mitchell. Like some of
Joni
their
Mitchell.
songs are my favorite songs in the world because they're so amazing at what they do.
Mhm.
But as far as I don't know, I like a lot of different genres. So like something I like a lot sometimes is even like pop or like electronica or I used to like punk a lot, so like
Mhm.
I still listen to a lot of old like I tended more towards like the 70s, 80s era punk, and I like stuff like that still.
You
Um,
like some disco?
I do. I like there's that one uh there's a band called Purity Ring. It's not really a band. It's like two people and there's a singer and then a guy that he's a percussionist but he uses like sample. It's a drum set sort of on the stage that he
Right.
hits but they're cued with samples. So
Yeah.
it's like yeah, it's like electronic dance music, but I had the time of my life at that concert. I just don't remember it because I drank too much, but I had a really, really good time at that concert. It was awesome.
Look, all I remember is that the lights are brimming, the
I
music
was
was
told
dancing.
I danced the entire time, which I totally believe because I love dancing. So like I'm sure like I was excited to listen to their music and I must have had too many drinks like before they started because all I remember was dancing to the first song and I don't remember anything after that.
That really was a good time. She has a
I try not to drink anymore.
right. She has a propensity for female singer songwriters. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I
that's my
don't
favorite.
I don't think I've listened to a lot of female artists. Mostly it's just like Coldplay.
Yeah.
But then again, he does sing "I Have
Close enough.
Falsetto." Yep.
Yeah. Pretty
he
good
does
though. Yeah.
he does sing
Coldplay.
"I Have."
Yeah, it's
There.
well written stuff or, it's well thought out. It's like definitely I'm not one of these people that just hates things that are popular because
Mm,
that to me is unfair way to judge things. So just because a ton of people like something doesn't mean it's not good. It just means, it maybe it's not your style or whatever, but millions of people are not wrong for liking a band.
yeah.
Like,
Or
oh, they're all idiots. Like, no, there's obviously something like that works for that music.
you're all idiots. Idiots.
I kind of get sick of like audiophiles and music snobs. And like at one point when I worked at Sam Ash for a little while, I found it pretty frustrating to have a conversation about music with anybody that walked in there or anybody that
Yeah.
worked there because they were
Yeah.
all a little like super defensive about it. It was like you had to know every band. And if you
Yeah.
didn't know every band, like it was just a way to. So I had this idea that I should make a brand, like a t-shirt brand and just all
Yeah.
make all fake band names. And that way any band t-shirt I was wearing, somebody would pretend to know it. They'd be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, their first album was okay, but that second one sucked. And I'd be like, yeah, bro, you're totally
uh,
right.
I've heard of the Pink Pimples, man. They're pretty awesome. Like they're like good rockers and stuff. Like you
Yeah,
wish.
there was something about that scene that I was just like, so many people were trying so hard. Like,
Yeah.
and but I found that more to be with audiophiles, like people that are just interested in music and they're just
Mhm.
like big fans of music. They're snobby. But when you talk to musicians are usually like all over the place with their taste
Yeah.
more. They're not like exclusive to like, I only listen to this genre of this era of this genre or whatever. They're not like that. They're way more, I don't know. So I thought, I guess it's just the difference between like doing and
To
being obsessed with it.
iron and wine. That sounds like the worst combination I
Iron and
could.
Wine is good.
Okay. I just thought iron
Yeah,
and no one wants to mix iron and wine because then
they have
somebody's gonna.
some really beautiful songs.
Yeah, I've listened to this like indie musician as well. Um, let's see. I've listened to. I usually big chunks are the Beatles, Coldplay, Gorillaz, and some other stuff, and then just some smaller bits and pieces from different artists, like their number one hits or whatever. But I'm not. hugely into country, or heavy rock, but I have listened to songs that are considered metal, like, you know, Metallica and stuff like that. But only certain songs. Like it's really just like when you want to throw a rock over a cliff and just like, yeah, just all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not a mood that I tap into very often, but a long time ago, one of those guys at Sam Ash gave me a mixed CD, and one of the things on it was Acid Bath,
Mhm.
and they were good. They like some of their songs I really do enjoy. There was another band that I found out about on there was ISIS,
Yeah.
and sounds weird, but it was before all that. Like they started that band before all that, but they're interesting. They're really interesting with like some of their albums and stuff. So sometimes I'll listen to stuff like that, but yeah, I'm not often in the mood for super aggressive music. So metal's never really like resonated with me enough.
That
But I have to say, like, I missed out on the good shit because there's some stuff I listen to, like Megadeth is really good,
okay.
and I'm kind of sad that I missed out on that because I feel like it's hard to like just jump into it all of a sudden. But I can respect that they're really good musicians and it's really
Yeah.
well written.
And I just started a new band, Toenails and the Tipples. No, 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 no.
No zone bros.
So jeez. Oh man, where
Clock. Yeah, Death Clock. That's the
Death Clock? Yeah, I saw that one. Death Clock. That just sounds like something. So like, what's their brand? What's their band's name?
that's from isn't that from that cartoon Metalocalypse?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
sure.
so I used to watch a cartoon called Home Movies, and
Yeah.
it's about these kids that make movies, and the guy Brendan, I forgot the last name, but the guy who wrote that show, he
Mm.
also wrote Metalocalypse.
Metal. Just trying to say that alone is like a little bit.
Yeah, Metalocalypse. It's like it's about a metal band, and these guys are really like dopey, and they love metal, and their whole lives are about like what's metal and being a band and stuff. So it's a real goofy, like out there and kind of gory, like a little bit cartoon. Yeah.
I'm not much of a gory person. Ugh.
I'm not much into gore either. For with a cartoon, I can tolerate it way better than
Yeah,
realistic.
it's the weird thing with horror movies too. Is like they go all out for blood and gore. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You don't really need me tossing up whatever I had, popcorn or whatever, up in the people at the theater are not going to
Damn, they're
appreciate
just
it.
trying to sell you more popcorn. Like,
Yeah,
well, yeah, now you
yeah.
smell
You threw it up. We might as well give it another bucket.
If you throw up your first bucket, your second bucket is half off.
It's the worst business thing ever. Oh
Yeah.
my
I actually like I've seen those like restaurants where you just pull up. Like we had one in Dunedin that was a barbecue place. They were only open like twice a week.
yeah.
And they never had like a dining room. And I think that's the smartest thing for restaurants is like never let anybody in. They have to just eat outside.
Or they have to take it on the go. Just like there's some of
Yeah,
those.
exactly. Like you go and get or you sit at a picnic table outside. I'm not I'm not paying a bunch of waiters and
Yeah.
cleaning up
Or
all your shit and
yeah.
having a bathroom to clean up.
Well, except for the employees, but yes. And then Lost Tales.
Yeah, I
Like
guess you have to have a bathroom.
this newest song is about a life of a dog. Oh, being a dog. Lyrics: fake throw, I run there. No ball, you fooled me. Genius, deep, powerful lyric. Wolf, wolf, bark, bark. Yeah, sure. Oh man, I wouldn't be the greatest at writing song titles, but I'm almost there. If I can just rhyme a little better. But all right. Well, anyway, let's close out tonight. Because tomorrow I gotta work. Yeah, I gotta work in the morning, and obviously I could talk to you forever, but I'm pretty sure you're human too. So,
Yeah, I gotta go too.
but anyway, guys, thank you for being here tomorrow. Of course, 7 p.m. Eastern for the Pay It Forward stream, and then 8 p.m. Eastern for Tracy Reeves. So I hope you'll be there. Even if not, I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to leave a like and all that stuff on either Rumble or YouTube. I appreciate it all and hope you guys see you tomorrow. And of course, as always, we end it with One Day with You by Pogo. And of course, don't forget to mute your mic as we go into it, like previously. So, you guys, have a great night and see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.